Hey, this is Megan, your host for Conversations for the Moving Self. Conversations for the Moving Self is for anyone who's passionate about movement and wants to take this for a long journey in their life. I know what it's like to be told that this isn't possible, but there is so much proof out there of all the different pathways that you can take, and one of them I'm sure aligns with you. And through these amazing practitioners and artists that I have met over the years, I'm here to share all of their knowledge and expertise of how we can work together to make this life a reality. So stay tuned, keep listening as we dive into these incredible stories of movement and well-being practitioners around the world, reminding us that this reality is possible. Hey, this is Megan, your host. I just wanted to jump on to say an extra special thank you to the Octopus Print Gallery for donating the space for this episode, and to all the listeners who came live in the flesh to witness the first in-person recording of Conversations for the Moving Self. And finally, one extra big thank you to Kurty Genevieve and Arran Green for joining this episode live and for their generosity and warmth in this episode of what it's really like to pursue a movement career in the industry nowadays. So stay tuned. I can't wait for you all to hear this digitally as well. And please go ahead right now, pause the episode, follow us on your favorite streaming platform, and then return to hear these amazing insights into Arran and Kurty's experience in the dance industry. We have Kurty, who I have had the pleasure of working with here in Mauritius this year at the studio. Kurty has over 20 years of experience in the dance field, working in classical ballet, jazz, contemporary, Kathak, and since 2012 has been teaching at the studio and being a leading faculty member there, choreographing and teaching with all different ages, and also has had the pleasure of touring and performing with various artists around the world, as well as the Les Joseph in the Jeux des Francophonie. And they received gold there. And yeah, it's been super special to share this year with Kurty and to see the way that he works in the studio and how much passion he shares with the kids and dancers of all ages. Thank you for being here.
Pleasure for me.
And Arran Green, who is a London-based dance artist, who I also have a few weeks to share in Mauritius with, and I feel super lucky to have had this moment of connection. But we originally met in London when I was training at London Contemporary Dance School. Arran is a performer, dancer, educator, and works in various institutions in London, including Rambert School and London Contemporary Dance School, and is also a member of Sadler's board of trustees. And it's been such a special journey to continue to work with Arran after graduating in various capacities, and I feel super grateful for being here as well. Thank you. Thanks, both.
Okay.
We start every episode with the question of how you're showing up for yourself today, for your movement and well-being practice, just how you're taking care of you. So we'll start with you, Kurty.
Yes, for example, for me, for the past few weeks, I've been doing what I like to do the most. That's teaching and doing choreography for the school show. And it was amazing that after, I don't know, 14, 15 years of teaching the school, I see that the new generation, they have evolved, maybe because of social media or whatever they see. And there's a different energy. And it gives me incentive to be better, me also, to not stay in my safe lane, and try to help and continue to motivate myself to do better for them. That's what I am now, I think.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And for you, Arran, how is today going? How are you showing up for yourself today?
I think I'm definitely just enjoying just being. There's something about the island life, the island mentality, where in a city, maybe that question deserves a really big answer, right? All these things that I'm doing. And what I've really been enjoying is just the lack of pressure to have a really long answer for something like that. where I'm really trying to open up to and just enjoy the fact that you don't have to do anything except wake up and just be another person on the island, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Living the island right now. And now to kind of dive into both of your backgrounds a little bit more, we're just going to head into where movement began in your life, whether that was dance or some other movement practice, and then what led you down the path to where you are now.
Me, it was from a very young age, you know. In my family, most of them are musicians, singers. And me, the movement started at earlier, 7 years old. My cousin was doing a show, and she had to take two of her smaller cousins to dance to support her in the show. And that's when first time I was on stage to dance, and it was lambada at the time. It was a long time ago, but I didn't connect at the time. You know, I was more of doing football or something like that, other sports, and I started singing also. Even all my friends, they don't know if I ever sing. At the age of from 13 to maybe 18 years old, I was a singer, right? And then after school, that's when it clicked because I started to dance in the hotel, you know. And after I started like dancer in the hotel or whatever. And when I see the professionals coming to Mauritius, then this was the click that made me, I want to do like these guys, you know. That's when I think it's really started for me, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I've done it for 20 years now, and I'm really enjoying doing it. And that's it. I hope I can continue a long time.
A long time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you. And turning over to you, Arran, how did movement arrive?
In a similar way, I was mainly involved in sports and, you know, those activities first. And I think in London still, I ended up finding martial arts, and capoeira was a big part of my younger life. And then when my family moved outside of London, um, there wasn't that same like access to capoeira specifically. I moved to a much more rural place. So my mum actually found like a competition of breakdance and took me there to see if I would be interested in it. And it kind of looks the same. It feels like the environment. It feels the same. And without needing to like speak to anyone, I kind of understood like the game, right? Because capoeira is a game. So I wanted to play this game too. And that's how I kind of got into dancing specifically. But before any of that, I really understood that moving was connected to community. It was also connected to voice and singing and playing music, and that it played like a specific role in us. And then through finding out about breakdance, that's when it kind of took that, it turned the corner into just being about, okay, your movement and what you can do with your body was like the central thing. And so I was mainly just involved in hip hop culture, breaking specifically. And then the place where we like practiced, just like a lobby of a building where we practiced, was a school of dance. And my friends that I was practicing with, somebody said to us, "Oh, you know, you guys should sign up for the school. You're 16 now. What are you going to do?" Like none of us, you know, knew what we wanted to do after school. So we decided, okay, yeah, we'll sign up for this because they'll give you a bus pass so that we could ride the bus to go to our practice spot for free if we signed up for the school. So I think about 7 or 8 of us, we all signed up for the school, and we never went to the school. We just went and practiced, and eventually they said, "All right, guys, look, you can't do this. You need to come and attend." And most of us were like, okay, cool, fine. They just dropped out. But me and a couple of others, we kind of stuck around. And that's where we found out about all these other types of dance, ballet, contemporary dance, jazz. And yeah, it was more kind of like just funny for us, just like, oh, we're doing a different type of dance. And then when it was finished, we would go and practice. But then eventually, I feel like it was also common that there weren't a lot of boys in a college like this, right? So they were very keen for us to stay, which meant we got quite a bit of attention. And I definitely struggled with school when I was younger, um, because yeah, it wasn't the thing that I was the best at, and there wasn't a lot of attention. Growing up in London, there's so many kids. So it was just a nice way where teachers for the first time were like really one to one with you, and they didn't just care about what you wrote or what you thought. It seemed like they really cared about helping you. So that's kind of what I think kept me in the school. And then I guess everything just kind of snowballed like that. We found out about opportunities and we could do shows, and already that idea from hip hop of their like, traveling to another place and doing your thing and showing everyone, that was a mentality we understood. So we liked that idea that, oh, this is another way where dance can take you somewhere else. So I think when I'm thinking about it now, it was more that format that I really enjoyed the most, being with my friends, going to somewhere where nobody knew us and showing them who we were. Like that was just a really fun process for us. And I guess that's led us to where we are now. And yeah, it's all just a blur now. So much has happened since then, but I think I covered, yeah, the kind of the beginning of how it opened up.
Well, as you said, like there's so much in between, and I think just interesting to kind of rewind a little back to what the seed that brought you into it was. But of course, there's things that we won't cover. Now we're going to jump a little bit more forwards into what your work life as a dance artist looks now. And so, yeah, what your week to week looks like, what your focuses are at the minute.
Yeah, me being at the studio maybe 3-4 times a week, and teaching the kids and till the adults, it's the routine now. But we have here in Mauritius, we have the chance to have some big events happening here and there, and that's when you got really to focus on your creativity to be able to perform in different areas in different environments. That's a plus also. If not, it's not the same thing all the time. But as I said earlier, seeing the kids progressing, that's a big part of why I continue to do it. At some point, you're disappointed because you on yourself, you don't see the evolution of the kids. But now, with even the show that we just did, in general, I've seen a big progress from the last past years about even the ones who just have just started dance. And it's a big motivation for me, to continue and to being really helpful to the students to bring the studio uh, even higher, in terms of just in the area, but in Mauritius in general, to keep the good work of not just me and you've been with us this past year. Thank you for being here. We enjoyed a lot, right? What you're doing, all the students like you, good energy. And here, in our environment, we are very not flashy people. We were just doing our job the best way we can and enjoying it. It's not really easy all the time with the new generation coming. It's really weird sometimes. You see them, and yeah, I'm just enjoying what I'm doing, and as I say, hope to get better and better me myself in the way I'm teaching and to adapt where in the future.
Yeah.
That's it, I think.
What brought you into teaching originally?
I started teaching because of Cecile, I think, because when I came to the company, I was a dancer, right? I come in the studio being a dancer, And then with Cecile, we had also Eva. Before Cecile, it was Eva. And that's them who help us about the, how to say in English, pedagogy, I don't know. Pedagogy with the kids, with the adults, not the same thing, you know. And that's here. I started here with them. I didn't really want to teach, but after I don't know 1-2 years with them, uh, I remember the first class I did was class of Cecile, and nobody how to say. It was weird for the people being there because it was always the ladies that were doing the class, you know. And Cecile tell me, replace my class and then just try to keep it up. And yeah, it's been 14 years, I think, that that is going, you know. And yeah, I think they really appreciate me here. I don't know, maybe, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. 50-50, I think. Yeah, yeah.
And something about this thing of like performance and teaching feeding one another in
Yeah,
your life and the different moments in the year, and to be able to see a moment where you really get to share what
yeah.
what you've learned in the space.
I'm not too young now, and the body is starting to tell me that uh, it's difficult for me now in my situation. You know, before I didn't have kids, it was everything was easy. You know, but now with I have to wake up at 6. I have to do this, to do that. You know, I don't really have the time really for me to how to say to be, I don't know how to say it. When I was dancing, I was always fit, you know, 100%, physically, in my mind also. But now it's different. And how to say?
Routine has to change.
Yeah, I have to change my routine. And sometimes I do a piece with Les Frères Joseph, and then they are always active. You know, I have to train 3 months. A lot. I have to go to doing some running, or you know, some more stretching, or even doing technical things alone before I can join them because they are on top of their game now. You know, and it's I like it to perform maybe once, twice in a year, but not more than that now. But before I was enjoying being part of, maybe if I had to dance every day, but now with age, it's not the same thing. Yeah, but I still enjoying it, you know. But I have to train, take more time and balance myself with the kids and whatever other things there's around. And you know, how to say, to preparation, how to say it, to be organized. A lot of organization now that I didn't have before, but now that's it. You have to organize myself to be able to perform in 3-4 months. You tell me next week, it will be. I have to work on myself first. You know, that's it. That's where I am now. Oh, good.
No, it's perfect. And for you now in your day-to-day life, what is work looking like for you?
Yeah, so also a lot of teaching day to day. As Megan mentioned, I work at two major schools in London. So there are hundreds of new people every year that have hopes and dreams and goals and ambitions, and they want to try and achieve that, right? And so I think it's my job to try and make that happen in some way. So my relationship to what I do day to day, I really think of it as an act of service. In that my experience with capoeira, there are lots of people that invested in me, that allowed me to, yeah, just achieve the relationship I have with myself. So in a way, that's what I've always understood is like the cyclical nature of this process, and that there is, yeah, you're kind of duty bound to this responsibility to create spaces for people, to help manage them without getting in front of them, and meeting them where they would like to be met rather than where you think they should be. So I'm quite a young teacher in where I work, but in my experience with dance, you always have to take care of the group below you, right? So there was a lot of experiences when I was growing up where, I was 10 years old and you're with the 6-year-olds and so on and so on. So in a way, it's quite natural. It makes a lot of sense for me. And I don't know, maybe some of you can connect to the idea that investing in other people, it feels quite natural, Like sometimes it can take you away from yourself a bit. It's a nice way to, perhaps not take care of yourself. But how could you not respond to that like young and vibrant energy of people that are like, how do I do this? What should I do? Um, it's something that I haven't even like looked up, and it's been like 6 years at the school, and just one of the natures of living in London. It's like one of the biggest cities in the world. The amount of people that are interconnected and moving around, just by sheer chance of me being there, it gives me that opportunity to work not at like the artistic level of, okay, it's a high level, but just the sheer volume of people and how much it means to have art be a part of their life. So that's the way I view it. I'm some sort of helper in how to figure out a small portion of your life or a big portion of your life can involve your hopes and dreams and goals and ambitions, but also exposing some of the lies told about art, that it's your entire personality and that, there's actually a person in there that needs to be a good listener, a contributor to our group, that can enjoy so much else about work and contributing to your society that isn't always dance. So that's taken up the most of my time. And where I'm at now is I've had a relationship with students where now they've grown up, they're older, they have a life now, and I can come and, join them in another stage of what they're doing. And yes, I've had a part in that, but now I get to enjoy that, if that makes sense. So I've done a lot of gardening and grown a lot of things, and now I can just enjoy my garden a bit, like, because I'm still lucky that I have a really strong relationship with lots of my teachers, and not teachers, but just mentors, just people in my life. I really view them as they're imperfect people, but they're highly dedicated individual, and there's just something magic about them. And the things that we've gone on to do together outside of dance, just in life. There's a way that I was shown that is one of the biggest benefits of being a teacher, not just delivering information, but it really is growth. And then, you get your harvest, you get to enjoy your garden, and also relax as well. So now I'm at this stage where lots of them are Megan's age, doing really cool things in London, different projects, and I get to go and visit them and be a part of their life post professional, or not post professional, but now in that professional space, which has led me to be a part of the commercial scene within London, to try and contribute to lots of other artistic projects and try and expand away from just being in an institution teaching about physical dance, but engage with other artists like painters, photographers, singers, to help them as well understand their relationship to moving and dancing, how they could maybe incorporate it in their life and their practice. And again, just be of service, up and down this scale within a highly institutionalized setting of rules and regulations and pedagogy and strategy, and then just a very human island mentality of I am me, you are you, we both like to dance, like, should we make something? Should we talk about something? And I'm in the place of really just enjoying how much I can move around in that garden that I've created. And I'm super thankful that my teachers showed me how to work the land rather than just produce, you know? So I'm at a real like level of just starting to enjoy what has opened up. Of course, I was very stressed getting into teaching, working for these schools. There's a lot of pressure. And yeah, there's a nice big horizon now, you know, where I can see it feels vast. London feels very trapped sometimes, you know? And you can't see how much you've done or contributed all the time. So getting a bit of space here on the beach and yeah, realizing how I came to be here. Yeah, I think that this period of my life will continue for a while now. And I don't have to have this super hard mentality of working, 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 achieving, achieving, achieving. I'm going to do 5,000 projects in London because now this space has opened up that doesn't just involve me as a singularity. It involves all of these people that are, yeah, that I've been around and they've been around me. And yes, the idea of the collective is big in my mind now, and just enjoying the fact that I have somehow established myself in this community and I get to enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you both. Hey, it's your host, Megan. I hope you're enjoying this episode just as much as I did, and another big thank you to Arran and Kurty for joining for this one. I just wanted to take a brief moment to share another amazing podcast out there called It's Just Dance Podcast, run by Adiana Valentine. If you're curious about dance, are a dancer, or have any friends or family who are dancers, it's a great listen. From episodes with parents to professionals in the industry, I think it's a great space to continue to share and allow this industry to grow even more. So support your favorite podcasts, go have a listen, and keep listening for the rest of this incredible conversation with Arran and Kurty. And diving in a little bit more to this building your garden, how we take care of ourselves in this process of giving out and the acts of service. You're both leading a lot of spaces and teaching a lot throughout your week. And a lot of times on the podcast so far, I've asked the question, what do you do outside of the room to take care of yourself? But today I'd like to ask what you need to do inside the actual class. Like, how do you maintain yourself and take care of you during that space when you're also holding it for a lot of other people?
Yeah. Me personally, I have to enjoy, you know. I have to enjoy the moment with the students or anyone. And here we have different kind of in the world. I think it's like this, you know, different kind of character or people are different. And during a class, to manage this energy, right? It's very difficult for me personally. It's not easy, right? You don't know if you have to be hard on them or just to relax with them. We have to manage to balance, you know. And in the studio, we don't have only students who want to be elite dancers, right? We have a mix of it, and to manage this, it it takes me a lot of time during my year that I was teaching, you know, to balance. And even now, it's sometimes a little bit weird for me to be able to do this, but I managed to do this, right? And I don't really, as Arran has said, you know, you have to enjoy what you have built in your garden, you know, right? And me also, I'm doing it right now with my students, right? And I don't know, during the class, me personally, with the way that I've been trained, you know, it was a little bit like this, right? And now, for now, I see this way right? It's not really the right way, because the new generation, they are not like me when I was learning, you know. They ask more questions, they are more active, they have their own ideas, right? And it's, how do you say, I'm now for me, the place that I am, I'm still trying to find a balance during my class, you know. There are classes that are okay, the adult class, but for the kids, I'm still trying to manage to have new ideas, you know, maybe to meet, maybe even Arran, we can speak about it, how he managed the new generation and something like this, you know, maybe other teachers also, to be able for me to be better in what I want to do in the class, you know. That's it. I'm in this space right now. Yeah.
And for you, how do you take care of Aaron, like during a teaching day?
It's a tricky question, you know, like in some ways it is quite a self-destructive act, you know. In order to give, you have to take from somewhere. So I think anyone that teaches long term can maybe empathize with it, that it's not always the most pleasant process. And that's part of the deal, right? In order to enjoy this garden, yeah, like there is a cost to it. And maybe I'll become better at it as I move forward. But to be really honest with you, yeah, I can be a bit self-destructive outside to really hold it. And yeah, in my environment, people want to be elite really badly, you know, and they have a lot of pressure from their parents. Maybe, you know, they sent them to this school in London, and there's so much expectation around that right now I'm not in your position. I don't have my own family yet, so it feels equitable. And so it feels like I'm capable of that. I can hold it, and on the surface, yeah, we're just doing our job. But on the inside, yeah, it does. It takes a lot to be able to do that in a balanced way, where you don't have favorite students, you know, to give everyone equal attention, and to not let your own bias overpower the responsibility of teaching, right? So I would definitely say I've crafted a certain side of my personality that goes to work and does the teaching. And I have the side of myself that can come away from that. And I think that's my main kind of tactic right now, to be able to be okay. Also, with an institution, you know, there are certain policies and laws. You know, the relationship that you have with a student in that scenario is not like the relationship we have now. So depending on who you are, creating boundaries, that also feels quite negative, you know? You feel you want to, but you know you can't. You have to represent something a bit bigger right now. So that definitely takes away from me a lot. And honestly, I don't know if there's something you can do in the moment. But yeah, I try to stay calm. I try to believe in my practice. I've seen many people go through this. So yeah, there's just a certain trust that you build up with momentum, that you know it's going to be okay. Yeah, there are going to be difficult moments, difficult days where you have to be harsh, or you have to change your plan to facilitate something. So having those two sides of me, it kind of helps me step away from the ego of being the perfect teacher or getting everything right, and also to forgive myself if that is not actually me as a person, you know? Like, of course, I'm someone else on the outside. Because, yeah, in the beginning, if somebody gets upset or something, like, you take that on a lot, you know? You go home, you analyze the day, you talk to yourself over and over again, these very destructive patterns. And at some point, you have to just accept and be like, all right, It is what it is. So I would definitely say that it's built into my practice, and that there are certain things that I do and the group does that I will also participate in as a way of entering that day, trying to find the right level with the group, sticking to the plan, and not letting my thoughts run around and change that, and staying firm in that. And then after the day, give myself a small window to process, to reflect on all the tiny interactions and how they all fit together, and then exit.
Thank you both. Lots of good stuff there. And actually, for the last question, we're going to go away from a planned thing, because I think the question is on a similar line of thought. So what I'd like to ask as the closing question is just something you're looking forward to in your next work.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Just what came out instinctually, like I'm ready to kind of see where this all goes next, you know? If I was to stop tomorrow, I feel like I would be satisfied with my work, well, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, right? But I know that this is not the end or all there is to me, right? Just dancing and teaching and everything. In some ways, I see how you can kind of become a little bit imprisoned by your own thing, right? Your own talent, your own whatever. So I'm excited to see how this goes in another direction. For me personally, you know, my work is my work. I created this thing and it can live by itself, independent of me. So what I'm really excited about might not involve dance. It might involve a big change in me that I would only have been able to make if I had a good connection with my body and rhythm and other people, and maybe it's going to help me to do something else. Like, that's what's exciting me now. When another year comes around or another project comes around, I feel like I have enough trust in myself to be like, yeah, it's going to go good. People are going to like it. Yeah, you kind of know what the output is going to be. So it's not that I'm not excited about that. I just have enough trust to know, I kind of know what's going to happen, you know? We're going to make a video next week. We're going to meet all these new people. There's going to be so many exciting new people next to each other. It's going to happen, you know? So I like that process, but anything worth making, again, it has a cost, and how should I say it? Like, any artistic process is fiddly. It's frustrating, you know? Like, you're not excited by your work until you look at it afterwards, you know? You're involved in it, you're making it, you're obsessed by it. So I'm definitely enjoying how my story is going to loop back with people like yourself and all of your other friends and people in your, you know, in the school. That's definitely an exciting thing, just to be a part of their continued story. But personally, I want to see where this goes beyond just the physical teaching, whether that's going to be being a part of the institutions, and how I kind of match up to that more academic world, or something that hasn't always been, my strongest part of me, as I told you from my journey into dance. So I think that's what's going to excite me the most, because that's a version of me that never would have existed if it wasn't for this physical, creative lifestyle that we all hope to be involved in. And I don't know who that person is. I don't know what their job is. I don't know. And also, as well, you know, when I get to a place where I do have a family and I can't live in this routine that I've become so used to and addicted to, right? When I'm forced to change and I can't dance anymore, so I'll become a different person, because I've been with this version of me for a long time. We're good friends, we get on, you know, but like, oh, this guy again, oh, okay. So, yeah, things have to change for me to become different. and I'm excited about being different and doing different stuff.
Yeah, yeah. As Arran just said, when you look back at what the the journey has been, uh, you just have to have a look and at it and have a big smile, because it's normal that there will be lows, but there are more high than lows. You know what I mean? And with the generation before, the student that I had, uh, it was very, how to say, as he said before, I see them grow, and now there are some that are in other countries doing their dance, and now we have young Enora. She was with me since six. She's 17, and I hope she continues in that path. That's the only one in this generation from the past 5 years that I know uh, will be going abroad and continue. And for me also, I don't just want to be this teacher at the studio, and seeing the evolution, what's going around me. I'm more of a academic type of teacher, and what I see today in the studio, improvisation. I was not always, how to say, focused or wanted to do this. But now it feels like where I am today, I think that I'm in a way that I will let me uh, go to this, more of this type, that being only the academic teacher that I am, I see it's more, how to say, people are more connected, or it's like in everyday life, when I see them doing the, how to say this, improvisation thing, it's it's something that me personally I want to experience more and more now. I'm not tired of what I'm doing, but I feel I have to to be free, because what I'm doing, I was always in a certain kind of thing, you know, right? That's it, this way or whatever. But when I see them, my friends, or when I see improvisation, I even see you dancing or whatever, yeah, it's a world that I want to experience. I saw the class of Aaron also, the way that he starts to build his thing or whatever. It's not my world, it's different. But me personally, now I want to focus more on this way, even if I'm getting old. But I want to be part of this, not new generation, but of this kind of dance now, feeling free to not being focused on technique or whatever. Just let the body flow and feel energy different. Yeah, I think that's the way I want to be right now. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
I don't know if you understand my English.
Yes.
It's okay. Okay, good. Right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you all so much for listening. We at Conversations for the Moving Self want to say one final big thank you. We know what it's like out there to try and pursue this movement career in a long term sustainable way. When it gets hard, you know where we are. Stay tuned. Next Saturday, we have another amazing episode coming out with a new guest to share their experience of navigating this career firsthand. So, big thank you again, and see you next time on Conversations for the Moving Self.